welcome back to Class Culture. Today we are going to talk about positive strength and beyond word. I'm busy. We're also going to talk about African proverbs and the beehive, the symbol of the bee. Okay, so welcome back, Hearts of Gold. Every June, I'm going to do 4 weeks or 4 episodes of African Proverbs because Juneteenth is here. I say celebrate throughout the whole year, of course. But when June comes along, celebrate all month long, like I am with my family and my friends and my coworker and you, my hearts of gold. So welcome back to Class Culture. Today we're going to talk about positive strength and the symbol of the bee. And we also have a proverb that we are going to look at first. Let me make sure I got the right one, y'all. It's a lot going on. And welcome back to Class Culture. Thank you, Hearts of Gold. Look, hit all the reminder buttons when you see them. At this point in time, life is good for Gigi Darling and her family. So I thank you for the click and the view and the replay crew. I always say we, but I, as a content creator, enjoy breaks and living my real life during life. So it is what it is. I think I come on enough and I have done enough in my YouTube career and I'm happy with it. But basically, this is the proverb that we're going to focus on today. If you're new here, please subscribe. Thank you very much. And also hit the bell at the same time you subscribe and all the reminders whenever you see them. YouTube only allows us to place videos, I think, like 12 deep. So it doesn't matter when I come on. I do that for you, my hearts of gold, because I respect you and your time, and you're busy like me because we're employed. So when I do go live, you will be notified. The earth is a beehive. We all enter by the same door. Now, if you're new here, look down below in the description box because my old heads, my day ones, my 1,000, 2,000, we're working on our 3,000 subscribers. Go on and join the class of 3,000. Down below in the description box, downtown, is what we're going to discuss. And we have some extra, and I also put the playlist in there. From now on, I'm going to do my very best to put the playlists in all my videos regarding the topics and look at the title to see where we are on YouTube. And that makes me feel very, very good that you do. So I appreciate you. Shout out to the future and beyond. Thank you so much. Spirituality, African Proverbs, positive strength, spirituality, African Proverbs. It is what it is. I had to finagle these titles to get what I wanted. The meaning of bees in African Proverbs. And this is going to be really, really to the point, but I'm going to add some, insight. And 3 websites. I just felt that was enough. Keep it pushing because we've been busy for June. I've been busy. We are already nose to the grindstone. So thank you very much. The next one I'm going to do for the ideal, if I wasn't so busy, was to do one every weekend. But here we are, and I'm going to double up because we only got 2 weekends left, right? I think so. Let me look at my phone. Because in the future and beyond, Hearts of Gold, people don't think that way. When they're looking at a video, they look at it whenever they want to look at it. So that's why I was impressed. So, yeah. Oh, no. Okay, so the next 10 days, you're going to get 3 more videos regarding African Proverbs. Guess what? I started this last year. So I'm going to go ahead and take this away. Let me Get rid of that one. I said this last year. So guess what? It's going to be really, 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 really easy for you to catch up. So this is the 5th installment. Okay. Last year I did 4. This year I'm going to do 4. Every year I'm going to add 4 because it's what I like to do. I read African proverbs maybe like twice a month. When the mood hits me, I just read them. Just like people read scripture, positive affirmations, good vibe, poetry, that type of thing. And I encourage you, my heart of gold. That's a golden B in real life. I encourage you to also engage. It's good, positive food for your soul, energy for your thought process. Information pays and it grows your mind and it makes you feel better. Yeah, you don't need drugs. You don't need to self-medicate when you put in good information in your body. Your body will, and like my body, knock on everything, thank you, universe, will survive and it will be intact. You will have better health, better breathing, better sleeping, better functions of all of your systems if you are on the positive. Even if something bad happens, let's just say you're on a bus. Oh, little nasty story time. Gigi Darling was on a bus. We were downtown, well, not really downtown. Well, we started downtown Las Vegas. I met all the relatives there. That was the starting point. I told them to walk around Fremont Street during the day because I don't do Fremont at night. It's just a no-no for me. They can do it at night, but I tell them when you show up, go to Fremont Street and then meet me at, I can't even tell you the name of the station. It's a main station downtown Las Vegas, the Bonneville. Let me see if that's right. Oh, yay. We're gonna do this. We're doing it in real time because I want to make sure I'm giving you the right information. No, I'm not trying to go to Instagram, Deirdre. So let me go. I think it's called the Bonneville Bus Depot, downtown Las Vegas. And that's just my starting point. Hey, family, hugs, kisses. Let's get on the bus and go on the strip, right? Bus station in Las Vegas, Nevada. Yep, it's called the Bonneville Transit Center. That's just my main stop, go to pick people up. I will sometimes pick people up at the airport, but people usually they land, they Uber, they go to their room, do whatever, and we either meet the same day or the next day. And I tell you, go walk down Fremont Street, get that in your little tour situation, and then meet me at the Bonneville, and then we take that old nasty bullet down on the strip. So there I am, waiting for my family and friends, and then they show up. Hey, hugs, kisses, ha ha, la la la, and then we get on the bus. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, hey, everybody, welcome. Did you have fun? Did you have lunch? Okay, let's hit it. And then we hit the strip for like 8 hours straight, right? And then I go home and then they go back to their hotel and whatever else we got planned happens. So about the 4th time I did it, family, friends, and coworkers, whoever flew in. So I'm sitting there on the bus, routine thing, no problem. And I'm like, something is on my leg and it's hot. Okay. And I'm like, oh, ouch, And I'm like, ow. And on the outside of my pants, I go like to touch it. Let's just say it was your knee, but it wasn't. It was closer to that right cheek. Okay. And I touched it and it was a little lump. Baby, that bee stung the F out of Gigi. Oh, girl, I jumped up. I put my hand down my pants, no explanation. I didn't care if I was bucket naked. I didn't care who was watching me. And I grabbed that little boo-boo, got him in the middle of my hand, and threw him on the ground. Everybody was like, oh my God, it was a bee in my pants. Now we're about to do a old nasty haul in real time in a couple days. Go on and hit that reminder button. So Gigi Darling was fresh and clean and smelling good. She probably had some old nasty, perfumed and layered it up with the soap, the lotion, and the spray. So I was smelling good. I was smelling like a flower, boo-boo. I don't even know how he got up in there. Didn't see him coming, because anytime I see a bee, I move out the way. I respect bees. Shout out to the bees. But that wasn't nice, and him didn't belong there, so he got dead. And I grabbed him and out my pants, down on the floor. And everybody saw him, was like, oh my God. And one of my family members was like, save him. And I'm like, I'm about to crush him. They were like, no, because if the stinger is in there, then we're going to take you right to the VA hospital. So we're all trying to figure it out and calculate, should I go to the VA hospital? Should I get on that? There's also a bus at the Bonneville that takes you straight to the Las Vegas VA hospital. Anyway, come to find out, the stinger was still in his butt because one of the family members looked at it. That's the second time it happened to me. The first time I was on the way to work, I'm like, where are these bees? Huh? Because everybody knows, if you are a local in Las Vegas, especially if you work there, you do not park unless you have good employee parking. I just want to get there and come home. Okay, just like at school. I did not park in the employee parking lot. If there was a bus that take me there and take me back home, boom. The 22 took me from Henderson straight to college. Okay? And then from college, straight home. Okay, that's just how I did it for 4 years. But anyway, I have had all types of relationship with bees. One of my babies got stung by a bee when they were little. They were playing on the balcony. I think it was my daughter. I think she was about 3. But it's almost like a really, really, really angry mosquito bite. After an hour, y'all, I didn't even feel it. But it hurt. But anyway, and I kept him. I think I still have him somewhere. He got me. The first one, I smashed him. But the second, I'm like, where? They said it must be a bush somewhere, because I know it's not a hive. So you know how bees fly around, and then a little flower, and then you walk by and they follow you because they're looking for what? Sources of pollen, right? Smell good to take back to who? The queen. Okay, so yeah, that's my little story time with bees. So I know bees, and when I see a bee, I respect it. I get out of its way. I go, no, little worker bee, go find your pollen, because I'm not trying to kill you, because bees have a hard life out there. And that is a real bee you see in my avatar. It is a golden bee. Okay, so what are we going to look at first, now that you got old nasty story time? Only because this is not that long of a video. And thank you very much for hanging in there and loving the African Proverbs. African Proverbs to me are super important because people kind of overlook them. And they'll go to other sources like, poetry and positive affirmations. Well, I think it's a thing. And I discovered African Proverbs through my mom. And it's a thing I engage every month, like I said, once a month. But, I do so many other things for my good energy and my good vibes that it's just natural for me. Yes, I come back and click all the links in my videos. Even, thank you very much for I humble myself. Thank you very much for the clicking the view and watching the video. But also come back and look down in the description boxes and hit those links, just like I do when I'm doing my research, when I just need a, not a word of worship, when I need a good word, when I need some insight. Okay. So the first thing we're going to look at is spirituality, African proverbs. It's not a sentence. It's weird, but I have to look things up in a certain way to get what I need. Okay. So again, it's all about positive strength, because you and I both know where there is strength, sometimes there is not power or positivity. Okay. Now, let's start here. Okay. What are traditional proverbs? So because a lot of people, even though I've covered this last year, every year I'm going to return to it just to remind you what a proverb is. Proverb is a Latin word. Okay. My mother, she spoke Latin. She wasn't into the Greek. I have a book that translates Latin to Greek that she had in her possession. And when I was taking my Spanish courses in college, because I was taking Spanish all my life, the teacher almost fell over. Like, where did you get that? Because I brought it in one day to show him, because he told me that he studied Greek and he always wanted to study Latin. So I was like, ooh, I'm just going to come and show him this book. And he loved it because my mom was a school teacher. And I let him borrow it throughout the whole season, or not season, semester. And I think he, I said, you can copy it if you want. I'm not going to tell anybody. And I think he did. So anyway, that was cool. But yeah, it's nice to know the origin of words. So here, a proverb is a simple and insightful traditional saying that expresses a perceived truth based on common sense or experience. Proverbs are often metaphorical and use formulaic. I hate that language. Formulaic. Is that a word? Collectively, it's a form, a genre of folklore. So I'm trying to copy this, y'all. As you can see, as a storyteller, script writer, and or poet, that's important to do that research. I'm just trying to see if I'm pronouncing that right. It's okay to find words that you ain't never seen and or never heard or will never say. Formulaic. There you go. Shout out to the internationals. Welcome, boo. So I wanted to start there because a lot of people, unfortunately, we're not going to get political, but a lot of people dismiss African culture, African history and herstory, and the first continent where humans were birthed from. So people always say it started way back in Greek time. It started in Latin. It's, in the Latin origins. It started in Rome. It started in Egypt. No, it didn't. It started in Africa. That's where mankind came from. Even though they didn't have a history or a practice of written word, trust, it came. So that's why it's important for me and my family and my, let's just say, my children, because my parents taught me that it's important. Africa is important. Even though we don't have written word from the early, way beyond the Bible and stuff, there's still wisdom there. So I like that they're called African proverbs, because we usually refer to the word proverb when we're talking about what? The Bible. So you can look at the other things here. It's up to you. Now it says here, it's to teach wisdom and moral lessons. Why are proverbs important in African culture? It is to teach wisdom and moral lessons. Thus, they contain and are used to convey moral lessons and advice on how to live a good and prosperous life. African proverbs are highly important as a tool for teaching moral and social values. Now, I'm gonna have to, we're gonna revisit that, I'm sure, in the future. Yeah. and how to conduct oneself successfully in the business of life. Right? All right. So what's the next thing? Positive strength, spirituality, African proverbs. African proverbs, they have so many different, let's just say, messages. I had to really narrow it down. It is what it is. All right, here we go. So I started here. Let me make sure you can see. Yes. So that is the proverb that we opened up with. The earth is a beehive. We all enter by the same door. And then these are the images. We'll go back to the first page in a minute. The words of an intelligent woman. Do not lock all the doors. They leave the right door open. I love that one. I love it. Oh, you're going to see that in the future. Yeah. And then it goes on and on and on. Related searches, life lessons, funny, women, African proverbs. So you can see there's so many different subjects, titles, purposes, meanings, and it's up to where you're going. I wanted to talk about the bee and the beehive and symbolism. So this year we're going to focus on symbols, and I wanted to start out with the bee. So it goes on and on and on, and I don't want to get too much off topic, but as you can see, it's just so many. There's king, so many. So close your eyes. We're going to go back to the top. All right. And then we're going to hit all. My computer has been glitchy all day, y'all. All right. When you put positive strength, spirituality, African proverbs, you're going to get so many links, so many resources, so many people also ask. It's amazing. So you are on your way. Okay? You are on your way. And then down at the bottom, before you go to the next page, again, different topics. Here they talk about knowledge, success, togetherness, wisdom, strength, hard times. When you need a lot of times, people in your life don't have the right words to say or don't know where to, let's just say, direct you. Okay? So sometimes when you're having a hard time or you just need a good word or a nice word from somebody and they don't have nothing, it's okay. Find an African proverb and share it with them. Sometimes you have to teach people how to treat you, and people who don't have something nice to say when you're going through something, those are probably not the ones you want to keep around. I guarantee you. Here is another proverb. Well, it's not really a proverb. It's like a positive affirmation. When you go in search of honey, you must expect to be stung by bees. Now, that's a whole lie. When it came to Gigi Darling, that time I was on the way to work, got stung in Las Vegas, and that time I went to go touring with family and friends in Vegas. Okay. But yeah, I get it. It is metaphoric. Okay. Make sure I use the right word, child. Not that. Give me a second. My computer is really slow, and I don't know why. It's totally organized. Metaphorical. Figuratively speaking. When you go for something, to me, in my mind, that belongs to somebody else, be careful. That's all. Just be careful. I wouldn't go out in the wild, right, and grab honey from no bee. No, ma'am. No, sir. Now we might get a little bit too close to one, and it might crawl up your legs, and you because you're smelling good, and it might get you. That's a mistake. I'm not mad at the bee or the beehive or the queen bee. I'm just saying, when you go out in the woods and you look, you find a beehive and you go touch it, which you probably won't, you're gonna get stung. That's what that's about. Yeah. So on the positive tip, there's also a lesson. Okay, be careful. I could have put that in there, but I was like, that's too much. Now you know I'm gonna put that in there. Now you know. Be careful. Okay. Give me a second. There. Come on, come on, StreamYard, participate. Okay, yeah, just be careful how you get the honey. That's it. That's all. And what did I just say about the that woman affirmation? Yeah, it matters, doesn't it? Wise words matter. Yeah, let's bring it up. Let's bring it up. So, on the same token, as far as us talking about positive African proverbs, there's also a lesson, even though it's not about the honeybee, it's me speaking and sharing with you this information. The words of an intelligent woman do not lock all the doors, meaning, I'm not saying you can't get honey, it's where you go get it. Be careful. I will leave the right door open for you over here in class culture. Oh, yes, I will. Because I care, right? So, what's the next thing before we do the websites? And there's only 3. All right. Yeah, I don't want these to be too long. I just want them a part of my channel. All right. So, when you put in the meaning of bees in African proverbs, you're going to get all types of goodness. All types of goodness. It just makes me happy. A bee symbol. Oh, even if the bee could explain to the fly why pollen is better than it, SHIT, the fly would not understand. Oh, I love that one. I'm gonna have to steal it. Oh, they don't want me to steal it. What's wrong with you? You gonna share today? Okay, I'm just gonna have to do a screenshot and it's gonna look funky without. And this is just me saving it for myself later. I have a whole file of read this, Gigi Darling. And until I'm tired of reading it, then I'll toss it out. But I'll go through like 10 and I feel better. Just keep reminding yourself of your path. Keep reminding yourself of your purpose and stay focused. Don't let nobody get you off track because the goal is to gain, to obtain, to let's just say accumulate. You know my story about that man, my client talking about accumulate. Yeah, just accumulate until you get to where you need to go. Until you have your fill or until you're rewarded, right? With like a degree. Because for 4 whole years you studied. Yeah, that's an award. And then you take that degree and you make money. Okay, focus. Again, even if the bee could explain to the fly why pollen is better than SHIT, the fly would not understand. So that's when we say pivot over here, that's what we mean. Be careful. So the symbolism of the bee means hard work, and that's what we're doing. Prosperity, right? A shout out to the golden hearts that have jobs. Commitment, focus, teamwork, kindness, and fertility. I didn't already fertilize the planet Earth with 2 humans. I would just fertilize my garden and my plants. That's all you get. Okay. And then down here, related searches. And there's the honey, you know, in search of. Now it looks so clear there, doesn't it? I like that. Okay. Spirituality, related searches, spirituality, powerful life lessons, and funny African proverbs. So it doesn't have to be all bogged down or serious. You can take a break. And a shout out to all the beekeepers. We love you. We need you. When I get a garden, I had for like 2 months, and then we had to move. Because I was taking care of my mom. A beehive for 2 months, and I was getting into the groove, you guys. And then I just wanted to test it out to see if I could do it, because I respect the bees and I love watching a beekeeper on YouTube. I love YouTube. Can I say that again? I love YouTube. I love it for all types of reasons, and I share that with you over on my community tab. But I love watching the beekeeper, and I'm like, okay, I can do that. And they tell you the best honey to consume is wherever you are, whatever environment you are in. Let me put that in extra too. The best honey to consume is local. Okay, and I'll put where, let's just say down in extra. The best honey to consume is local. And then I'll let you find what website you want to find. So, okay. And then you can educate yourself. All right. Okay. There you go. All right. So what's the next thing? Because I don't want to get off track. So what's the first website? Let me make sure I get the first one. Yes, I'm ready. Here, let me hit it first. So now we know the meaning of the symbol. Now let's get into the information. Again, these are down below. Here it says, few animals carry as important a role, both real and symbolic, as the bee. If the bee is your spiritual or spirit animal, you understand the privileged role you have as a creator in your own life and the life of others. Guided by this tiny but mighty creature, you will develop the necessary strength and inspiration to successfully achieve the most ambitious projects. I'm going to leave it there. That if that ain't me in a nutshell, have a nice day. You are in the wrong place. You don't get it. And I'm not going to explain anything to a fly. Catch. The bee is just as powerful and important as the killer whale, as the elephant, as Air Force One. Yeah, don't do size. Don't do what you got and don't got. Don't do numbers. Don't do people, subscribers, anything like that. It's about the message and your purpose and your path, and that's it. Let people catch up when they can. And here, the symbolism doesn't end. They go on and on and on and on and on. Love and sharing, the urge to look within. That is me. That is basically my channel. The sweetness of life. I mean, it goes on and on and on. There is a lovely little bee. I can watch bees all day. People are obsessed with humans. You need to switch it up, boo-boo. Okay. Nature is powerful, and without bees, insects, and furry creatures, we wouldn't be able to live on this earth. Bats at night. Shout out to Vlogtober. But anyway, what's the next one? Yeah, I love creatures. That's why I love YouTube. Every week I have like a whole list what I focus on, and it's just for me, and I enjoy it. I need that. I need that. And I encourage you to do the same. It's all feel good. It's my chest is full of happy. And that's how I want all my hearts to go to be. So what's the next thing? Oh, good. This is the next thing. Next to the last thing. Okay. So I started here because this is interesting. Listen very closely. Anciently, make sure you can see it. Yeah, just words. Look at pretty pictures in a minute. Anciently, the beehive was associated with kingdoms. A king bee, the most dominant bee in a hive, is actually female. But that was not known among scientists until the 17th century. They used to call the queen bee the king. I wonder if they were mad when they found out it was a girl. But anyway, let me focus. Isn't that funny? And then they go on to give you more information. It's beehives and the bees are symbols for royalty. A shout out to the royal purple we got going on today. Thus, divinity in ancient Egypt and other societies, and even in the Old Testament. They talk about bee chase, swarm, sting, negative symbolism, but still symbolism of power. That's why I said we're going to focus on what? Positivity. But guess what? You get to read the rest down below because that's your part. It's not just me. I love participation. You cannot give people everything. They won't learn. I read the first part. Remember in class, the teacher we would read the whole chapter in class. And they would go all the way, they would go down the first aisle, the second aisle, the third aisle. Then I'm sure they figured out how many paragraphs or sentences. So by the end of the class, I loved that. It was like a beehive. I love that because then you didn't have to read it when you went home. You should just go home straight away and do the questions at the end of the chapter or do your homework because you already read the chapter. I don't want to read it at home. I want to read it in class. So they would go, the first student would read the first chapter and the second student, the next chapter, and then the third student, the next sentence or whatever it was. And then we would have a break and the teacher would interject, And then by the end of the class, you were done. That's the type of participation I like. Military is the same way. We all have a part, a purpose, and it makes us stronger and it's more positive. You don't have to siphon off of anyone. You don't have to, copycat and piggyback. No, we are participating together as a unit, just like a beehive. That's what I like. And I'm determined to find, next month, we're going to do some collaborating with new content creators about what? Culture clash. And I've already done those videos. So I already made the what we're going to be doing video. It's over there on the playlist. Well, somebody just opened a window, child. But anyway, yeah, that's my goal. And that's the energy I like. Those are the type of people I attract. Now, other people try, but they don't want to go along with the program. Because if you don't go along with the program, nothing will be accomplished. Bees accomplish a lot of things each and every day. Okay, and people want to say they're world woke. People want to call themselves African American, and people also want to call to me, Black was a movement. So if you're still part of that movement, then what did you accomplish? For instance, what did you accomplish during the coronavirus pandemic? I would like to know, because it would have been really, 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 really easy to get a degree, or really, really, really easy to sew a quilt. Or build I don't know, a go-kart or something, teach a kid how to play the violin. You could have ordered one off of Amazon. So that's what I mean. Even though you're at home, even though you're in a confined space, even though you can't go anywhere, you can still accomplish something. And guess what? Remember the proverb? One door, in and out. We all come from a mother, okay? We all know the process of birth. Everybody came that way. Now, if you go back to a beehive out in the wilderness, you're going to get stung. But if you listen to the words of a wise woman and an intellectual woman, a woman you know in real life that you respect, that you honor, you will probably get some good open doors and you're going to be okay. That's the message. And be careful. It's okay if, for instance, people crack me up, especially on YouTube. Well, I don't know you. Well, I know you know a female in your life. I'm sorry if the females in your life are not like Gigi Darling and aren't doing what Gigi Darling does and has done in her family and for hers and her friends and or anybody else. But if it's something you like and appreciate, welcome. I'm not going to uh, uh, not engage. That's the purpose of my channel and my videos. People engage with them all the time because they can relate. Even if you can't relate, you're going to learn something. Even if you don't watch the video, you're going to go down in the description box and click a link and get what you want. And I'm still going to get the click and the view. Thank you, YouTube. So anyway, moving right along. The last one, and again, down in extra, we have the best honey to consume is local. You're going to Google that. And then you're going to get an extra Webby. And then the playlist. So I think you'll get it. Yeah, you'll get it. You understand. Let me make my copy because we're almost done. And then we only have one more. And I can't wait for the next symbol. So look forward to that in the next couple days. And then I'll be all caught up by Sunday or the last Sunday of the month. So yeah, I'll be all caught up. So no worries. No worries. Life is good. I'm very blessed and I have no complaints. If I'm not complaining as the content creator, you shouldn't be complaining as the lovely viewer, heart of gold, and subscriber. Thank you. Now, this is a great website, listofproverbs.com. And they talk about bee and honey, and let's read a couple. And then I'll go to the top. And as you can see over on, let's say, my right, probably it should be your right. Anyway, they have wonderful proverbs regarding bees or honey. So let's pick number 3. A spoonful of honey will catch more flies than a gallon of vinegar. Number 6, if you want to know how long a man's tongue is, let him use his mouth to lick honey from a plate. Number 9, one who carries a pot of honey doesn't envy the sugarcane farmer. Okay. And it goes on and on and on. So let me take you to the top. 12 African proverbs about honey. Because what does the African proverb discuss? Honey and the bee. What does the bee produce? Honey. And as you can see up here, when you go to listofproverbs.com, I was going to say the mother page, the main page, it won't just list African proverbs. Okay. But here I looked up what I needed and it was there. This is a treasure trove of world proverbs. It's amazing. And they go all over the world. And as you can see here, it makes me feel good when I find great websites like this for myself and for you too. Hearts of gold. So as you can see, there were 12, and you know, they get to the point. It's not about fancy pictures or anything like that. So I am going to close that and I am going to bookmark that for future reference when I do my storytelling. Yeah, I love that one. Let me see what the main page looks like. And that's it. These are not going to be long. They don't need to be. Here we go. I'm looking at what the yeah, it's not that well, okay. I can show you. It's not oh, what is going on? Okay, here we go. It's it's the best friend of anyone studying the topic, put it that way. They're not there for fluff. And I like these websites, sorry, not sorry, because then you don't get attacked by ads and all that junk. So, and it is a .com. At first, when I looked this up, I said, is this a org? Because I'm not getting all the crazy ads. No, thank you to whoever developed this website because it gets straight to the point. So all I did, now this website is down below as source a African proverb keyword honey. All you gotta do is get rid of all of that. Okay. Now that's an ad, but it's a lovely ad. There's a Van Gogh exhibit in Sacramento. Okay. So let's move past that. Look, 570 world proverbs and sayings. You have a whole channel just on that. So starting in alphabetical order. They even have African Zulu. Okay. American Indian. And yes, it goes all the way. Look, page 1 through 29. Oh, look at that. Oh, so yeah, done. We did it. Thank you so much, Hearts to Go. This fills my heart with joy and happiness. It is the month of June. Happy Father's Day. It is the month of June. Happy Flag Day. It is the month of June. Happy Juneteenth. Okay. It is the month of June, the first day of summer. We should all be looking for good literature. Yeah, literature. I'm a little tired. Mhm. We should all be looking for good affirmations, good insight. If you like to give cards, or even if you, let's just say, still like to handwrite, like Gigi Darling does, it's easy. Just find something you like and write it, and then say best wishes, best regards. I love you, Deirdre. After you write something like that, I would write African proverb. I mean, I go back like 30 years writing African proverbs at the end of a, let's just say, a Hallmark card or letter. So it's always been a part of my life. It's positive strength, positive energy. The fact that you engage in that type of mental energy is good. It's good for your health. It's good for your focus. It's good for your heart. It's good for your mental, physical, every relationships, love ships, friendships, everything. Share it, talk about it, encourage people to engage. Okay? So everything is down below. Let me make sure I get my copy one more time. And that's it. Thank you very much. Enjoy the playlist. Go ahead and catch up. Thank you very much, because we have a lot to talk about. And I will see you next time. Hit all the reminder buttons. Please subscribe. Thank you very much. Tell someone about the channel. I appreciate you. All you got to do is look at my titles. You can figure out what I'm talking about. Or all you got to do when you visit my channel, go to the playlist that you enjoyed the best and live there. And I always post upcoming shows at the end of the playlist. So one of my good friends said, please, that's the way I see your channel. I said, really? She doesn't go to my home page. She doesn't go to my video page. She goes straight to the playlist. She picks the playlist she loves. She goes at the bottom and she hits the reminder buttons on. That's how she finds my shows. I said, I never thought about that. Thank you, boo. And she said, pass the word. So that's how you know if a show is coming up. I might schedule something 5 months from now. So you can still go in there and hit that reminder button. Thank you, Hearts of Gold. I appreciate you, and I will see you very soon in a video near you. Okay? Talk to you later. Bye!